Ugh. Get your goddamn nose in. I will kick you like a fucking football. Get in. None of that shit. I am missing a whole fucking thing of stuff. Where the fuck did I put it? Fuck. Come on, move. I'm tired of you sitting next to me, ripping goddamn paper anyway. Don't you lay down all coy. I'll stick this goddamn box on top of you. Move it, Gimli. Move. You're on my shit list. I don't know what the hell he is trying to go after underneath the little bookcase down there. Then he starts tearing paper right in front of me and tearing. So I'm missing a bag of stuff that I pulled from up here. Get out of the road. I just don't know. I just don't know what happened to it. Okay. I give up. I don't know where it all went. The house has eaten it. No, that's a sleigh. That stuff has got to be packed. That's got to go out in the morning. Oh, by now it's past 11. I see the chat there. It is past 11. Hi, guys. Having a little issue. The house ate a bag full of stuff that was for the sale tonight. And I have no idea. I can't find it. It had the jewelry in it. I can't find it. Either the house or the cats ate it. My money's on the house having eaten it because the house is known for eating things and making them disappear. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh my goodness. You're getting me sans makeup, so if I'll have the red Irish cheeks tonight. And the only thing I have on is a lip gloss and mascara because I have a scratch. I don't know if something bit me or what, but I ended up with this funny little thing here. So I've got this little wound on the eyelid. So until that heals up all the way, no makeup. So who's here? Val, hello. Nora's here. Mercy's here. Sherry Edwards, hello, darling. Who else is here? Susanna, hello. And welcome. So, give myself a thumbs up on there. Can't hurt the algorithm. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm competing with Curiosity Incorporated is live. Why? Alex, why? Mind you, the viewers I have aren't necessarily his. Hello, Linda Punky. Hello. How are you? So, okay, so, some of you probably saw the comment in the community post about why there was no drop sale this week. Well, so let's get that out of the way first. Mike's car got stolen. Yeah, up in Sharon Hill because they picked up his friends. They parked it in Sharon Hill train station. They took the train into Philly on Saturday. When they started to come back early Saturday evening, no car. Car had been stolen. So that was our weekend. Oh, Linda, I'm doing fine, especially now that most of the car issues are settled. There is nothing worse than an inconvenienced gay man. I'm telling you, nothing worse. Oh my Lord. So we hadn't heard anything. And then he had to be up
the next morning for something at a big rally at a school where all the way up where he works for Boy Scouts, which is like, an hour's drive away. And so he had to be there by 8:30 in the morning. So at 9:30, he went to bed. He he went to bed at 9:30 on Sunday, and I hear a tap on the door about an hour later. I don't see any lights outside. Usually, police officers pull up out front. Usually they keep the lights going. So I go to the door, but I have a sword down here just for late night shenanigans, just in case. I've only ever had to scare somebody with it once, and God, that was probably 15 years ago. So, and that was the back door. So I open up the door, and I've just kind of like got it over my shoulder, and I open up the door. So imagine my surprise that I am now armed, and I have a police officer looking at me. And she looks at me, and she smiles, and she looks at what's in my hand and freezes, and she went, "Is that a sword?" And I'm like, "Well, it is Chester after all, and it's late at night, and I don't see any lights going. So I had no idea who was at my door." It's just precautionary. So I go out on the porch to talk to her, and she liked the sword, by the way. She thought it was really nice looking. All she knew was that the Sharon Hill police called the Chester police, since we're in Chester, to come tell us that the car was found while in a police chase. Notice that, while in a police chase. So some kids were joyriding with the Kia and probably ran a red light, and cops went after them when they ran the plate as they're running. They had no idea. They didn't tell her the condition of the car. All they told her is, since he's in Chester, we had it, rather than send it into the Philadelphia impound lot, we sent it to the Chester impound lot. Nice of them. But it would have been nicer if we'd known the condition of the car, because all I heard was police chase, car recovered, impound lot that also is a collision center. I'm figuring the car's totaled, but I have no info to give Mike. So I wait till just before I go to bed to make sure he's asleep, and I text him the information I have, because I know I'll be asleep when he goes to work, and he won't be back until about I think he figured he'd be back about 11 o'clock. He was back by 10. He blew through that, didn't hang around, and came right through that presentation, came right out, and came right back. So we had the fun of finding out what you had to do, because I said, there's no point in going anywhere until you have proof of insurance. How do we get proof of registration? You're going to have your ID. They can't ask for the title because the bank that has the loan has the title. So he did all that on the computer. So by then it was 1 o'clock. We figured after that way they'd be back from lunch. We go to the impound lot first, knowing nothing. The impound lot has really crappy reviews on Yelp. And so we were kind of expecting that this could be bad. It wasn't as bad as it could have been based on those reviews, but their idea of customer service is absolutely interesting. So first off, they have a sign, ring bell to get in, only one person per vehicle. And I said, okay, well then you're going in on your own. It's your car. I'm staying out of this. So he goes in, he rings the bell at the counter, guy comes out and just goes, doesn't say hello, how can I help you? And stares at Mike. And Mike went, well, I got told my car was here. Well, who told you that? Well, the city police told my aunt that it had been involved in a chase and that it was here. So how do I get it? He goes, well, do you have the release from the police? No. What do I need to do? Well, you have. So, because Mike didn't know, and there was nothing we found online that tells you how you got to go through all this. So if your car ever gets stolen, your first stop isn't going to be wherever it got towed to. It's going to be to the police station to make sure you get a release for the vehicle. Because if they still need to search it, dust it for prints, whatever, then you can't get your vehicle back. You have to have the release first. Now, here comes the fun. We needed the car registration, but that's in the car. And this guy wouldn't even let Michael go look at the car until he had the release from the police. But the police need the registration, which is in the car. Sounds like catch-22 here, right? So the officer was great. The officer was very nice. He said, you go back. I know exactly who to talk to there. I will talk to him. You deal with him. Forget that other guy. So we go, and the guy is waiting for Mike. And Mike, because, I need to get the registration out, or they're not going to give me the release. He says, no problem. Takes him right back to the car, lets him get the registration. And he says, I can't let you take anything else out of the car because we don't know if it's fully released or not. But you can take that. So Mike gets that, goes, we go. Yes, it is a Kia. They are so easy to steal. That's what we found out. We'll get to that. So we get the release, all good. We get back there, and then we're both allowed onto the property because we had just bought new camp stoves at this place called Ollie's. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but we went in and they had Coleman camp stove for $30. That's half the price that those things normally are. And the troop needed some. And so Mike picked up 2. They were in the trunk. So were our camp chairs. I'm expecting these things to be gone and sold on the street, brand new in the box camp stove. But everything was there. Everything was still in the trunk. The back passenger window was smashed in. That's how they got in. There was a small dent on the passenger side front fender and a little bit of, there's a scrape, but it doesn't look dented in on the back fender on the side, on the passenger side, but you could see where like the panels don't quite match up. So something got bumped. But other than that, as far as the outside of the car, it's not that bad. We're still waiting to find out what the insurance company is going to do because, hello, the life, Ava, because they have to pop that steering wheel apart. The screwdriver was still sitting in the car. The sheet that they must have used when they broke the glass, so I guess somebody, I don't know, did they punch it or kick it or what? But that was in the back seat with all the glass in it. And the steering column looked like Cujo got to it. And that's when we found out that there's a big problem with a lot of Kias. From like the 2009 to 2021 at least, they can jack your car with nothing but an iPhone cord and a screwdriver. And Kia knew about it, didn't do anything about it for years. Because 2009 to 2021, that's a long time. And Mike's car's I think a 2020. So, that was the big surprise. They are incredibly, thank you, Ava. Thank you. They are incredibly easy to steal because it's not even the old days where you had to know which 2 wires to zap together. Everything has plugs and it's all computerized, so they could just tap an iPhone cord in, use the iPhone, start the ignition, turn the car on. It's that easy. So, Michael had to laugh because he just got the letter in today's mail about the recall for the Kias because they're so easy to steal. So, depending on if they did in trying to get the column open, we don't know. We don't know how much damage they did. The insurance company had it towed to a Kia dealer, to a dealership. And he got heard today, because all that was done on Monday. And he heard today from the claims adjuster that he has been swamped this week and he's still a little behind, but he wanted to let him know, you aren't forgotten. I'm going to work overtime tomorrow and try to get caught up. So we might hear over the weekend. So yeah, there's something they can replace in the steering column, but we don't know if they damage the steering column in any way, because if they have to replace the steering column itself and all that wiring, that gets expensive. Real expensive. The minute you touch anything electrical, gets super expensive replacement in a car. So we'll know then. But otherwise, I don't think they'll total the car. They certainly won't with the bumper on the front. They might have to replace the side panel. And they've got to replace the headlight because that's cracked. And realign that back piece if they even bother. It's not that far off. And fix the back window. So it's all that. I mean, he's got a $250 deductible. And he pays to be able to have that low a deductible. So they'll cover a lot of it, but that steering wheel, it's all riding on how much damage was done to the steering wheel. Because they're so easy to steal, they probably didn't do anything other than the cosmetic of the pulling off. I believe they did. At least I think they caught the driver. Because it sounds like there was more than one, and it was probably kids joyriding. Steal a car and then go drag race with it up in Philly, because Sharon Hill's not that far from Philly. I live in Chester. Knock on wood. We've never had a break-in. We've never had our cars stolen. When I got assaulted, it was at Westchester University when I was a student, and some idiot was stealing women's purses, and I broke his nose. So I don't use I've been too many years in retail. I don't use a purse to carry my wallet. My wallet is in my back pocket. But I had purses to carry books I was reading, because it just made it a lot easier. And I had some big, thick hardback. And when he ran up past me, this guy, when I was in college, he would come up running behind you and he'd grab the strap, but I never let go. And I just yanked back. And as he came back towards me, I grabbed the book up and then went bam, right in his face. He hit the ground, blood everywhere. He tried telling the police that I assaulted him, but he picked the stupidest spot to try to do this, because the security guard desk for the quad, for that part of the quad, which is around the classroom buildings, is at the back part of the library building, so that he can see that whole quad, and he saw the whole thing. So they caught him dead to rights and nailed him. But I got told later I broke his nose with a book. So that's the only time I've ever been assaulted, and that wasn't in Chester. That was in Westchester, whole different area. So yeah, Marcy, why does that not surprise you? Because first off, you're not taking my book. It was a library book too, and I remember at the time the police said, "Why didn't you just let him have it?" And I went, "I'm not paying to replace that book." That's actually in the witness report. I'm not paying to replace that library book. So yeah. Yes, I did. I took them because I wanted to take them, because I knew my blood pressure was up anyway, because I couldn't find that bag. I brought it down this morning, and I had vintage postcards. I had 5 pieces of jewelry. What else did I have in there? I had something else in there. I had a vintage kids book, and the house ate it. even know where I put it. Ah, ah. The life, Ava. I'm good, great at school today. Are you student or teacher or administrator? So it's a thankless job for any one of those, actually. What is today's date? Today is 28th. Okay. I don't even have my book prep, but that's okay. We've been through that before. 9, 28, 23. So, ah, you're a teacher. Bless your heart. That was my plan at one point. But then I came instant mom to a nephew, so that went out the window. That went out the window. Where are my number cards? I will need my number cards. So I have a lot of friends that are teachers. You can't throw a rock in community theater and not hit a bunch of teachers. You just can't. A lot of them, if they're not a teacher, they're a lawyer in community theater. So if you have not been to a sale of mine, you do need to send me there it is, that email right there, your name, your address, your YouTube name, if it's different from your real name, and what email that you would have PayPal invoices sent to you from, because I use PayPal to invoice. And, oh, you're going into grade 12. Cool. I have one boy. No, I take that back. Jackson and Nathan are both juniors. So I don't have anybody going into grade 12. I'm an assistant scoutmaster to about 32 boys. So I only have 2 that are, well, no, wait a minute. Where's Bennett? Bennett, Jackson, and Nathan are juniors. Then that means his older brother, Andrew, has to be a senior. So yeah, I think I do have 1 senior in grade 12 for this year. I have a lot of 6th graders. And the poor scoutmaster and the assistant scoutmaster in charge of their patrol is going nuts. She had a lot of kids join late that joined at 13, and we're trying desperately to get them through the lower ranks so that if they want to make Eagle, they have time to. And it's been an interesting challenge. But anyway, look, it's like squirrel. I just went off on something else there. So I invoice through PayPal. You do not need to have a PayPal account to get an invoice from PayPal, because PayPal will let you pay as guest using any credit and I think a debit card, but they certainly do with credit cards. Most things I will give it a set price and a number, and the first person who puts that number in, then that item would be for them. The prices do not include shipping. I use Pirate Ship to help keep the costs down, but I am shipping from the East Coast. I am about almost an hour below Philadelphia and almost an hour above Wilmington, Delaware. I am Chester, which is right smack in between the 2 cities. And what else do we need to know? So when you get invoiced the price of the items and the shipping and PA sales tax, because I have to do that. Oh, offers. I do offer ups. There may be a couple of those tonight. And an offer up will have a start price put in, and then everybody can, it basically is everybody puts in what their offer is. Sort of like an auction, but we're in Pennsylvania, so we're not calling it that. It's an offer up. It's what you guys are offering for it. Probably be a couple of those tonight. And then at some point we'll say, going once, going twice, and then whoever is the last highest bid before the stop is the person who gets it. I do not like snipers. Snipers are people who wait until we say going twice and then put their bid in. If you have not thrown a bid in before that going twice, you're not going to get it. Because I'm not going to let sniping happen on here. Save that for eBay. So, let's see. Was that everything? Offer ups, eBay, PayPal, the email I need, and I think that's it. So, oh, if you see anything that you think should be an offer up, you can put offer all in caps in the chat so that I catch it, and then we can make that item an offer up. It might end up being a little bit of a short sale since I'm missing a third of the stuff that I was gonna bring, and I'm still. I had to barricade the fabric from the sale before. These are fabrics that didn't sell. There's still some things, some of the craft things in the bottom that I need to pack and ship. But I came down one morning and found Frodo asleep up here, and I went, oh, no, no, no. So I piled it up until I get that be dealt with this weekend. So let's see. What do we want to start with? Let's start with the mug. Oh, wait, I need to put a line down here. So I was at my friend's house, the one who's moving and who's been giving me stuff. Well, darlings, she gave me a little bit of Christmas stuff today that you're all going to drool over. Vintage aluminum reflectors still in their original boxes. I have 2 mercury glass tree toppers in their original boxes. Good night, Ava. You can always watch it tomorrow. So I made a decision when I got that stuff that when we get to my birthday sale in October, good night, Ava, then I will make that sale all Christmas stuff. And we'll have fun with all that. And I'll see if I can't get into the attic and get to some of the Christmas stuff that's up there, because we haven't even touched that attic yet. So I think that's what we'll do. That sale will be all Christmas, and we'll have a blast with that stuff. Because it just is some amazing stuff. So, but tonight we're going to start with this. It is, somebody made it. They did a beautiful job. There's hardly any wheel mark at all to it. It's a nice stoneware mug. But I like how they put that sunrise with the waves. There's no chips and there's no cracks. They even put that little divot thing so you can get your finger under it to hold it up. But it's such a beautiful glaze into that darker blue. And then the inside mirrors that same glaze, but there's no maker's mark, none at all. So it is a lovely artist piece, great stoneware mug. And so I'm going to call it the sunrise mug. The sunrise mug is $5, number 36. It's $5, number 36. My birthday is actually October 27th. But October 26th is a sale night. And since we start at 11, go past midnight. So then when we get to midnight, then we're into the 27th, so we're into my birthday. And then I found out that the training session for our scouts, they couldn't get the place they need to get. They had to move it a week. So now it's on my birthday weekend. And I already told them I will not be there the night of the 27th. I'll show up Saturday morning. I'm not coming that night. I don't feel like sleeping in a tent in October. Oh, Ava, then you've had yours. Well, belated birthday to you too. And somebody else was a September. Was it Marcy or Nora? Somebody else was a September birthday here. I just can't remember who. And I know I wrote it down somewhere. I think I wrote it on the packing list because I didn't find out about it until they mentioned it in a chat. Nora. Nora's a September baby. All right. Some of you saw the pictures of this. And then the night that we talked about it, I didn't actually have it with me. This is the piece that we couldn't figure out if it was Shawnee or not Shawnee. Now, it's not Shawnee. The base is not right for a Shawnee piece. These are those little stick-on tab feet, those little rubber feet. But there's no, I mean, they glazed right in here, but not around the ring. So that's would have been where it sat in the kiln. Oh, Marilyn, yours was rest yesterday. Well, happy birthday. So your birthday then was 9/20/27. And you're all of like 21 today, right? Happy birthday, girl. I'd sing happy birthday, but then I'd have to pay royalties. I was so surprised to find out that that's still in royalties. Thank you, Disney, for making everybody have to put up with like 98 years of royalties. Or 100, I forget what it is. So now this still has some weird little, I think it's I'm pretty sure there's this little bit of glue right up around the opening, and I'm pretty sure that is glue gun glue, and I forgot to put this in the freezer. Glue gun glue does not like the freezer. It doesn't like to freeze at all. So I laugh when I see people making stuff that they're going to put outside in the winter. It's going to pop all apart before winter's ever over because glue gun glue does not like to freeze. It gets very brittle. But it has the look of a Shawnee piece, but it is not Shawnee. That color is really close. Really, really close to a Shawnee piece. And it's got the fade like they do, but it doesn't have the right bottom. So it's not a Shawnee, but it is a really cool vase. I like that it's got the indents that almost kind of look like some kind of starburst or something. Hello, Bonnie. How are you? So the not Shawnee vase is $5. And I took a chance on it. So by making it just $5, I'll make that'll cover the cost and then cover the fees of eBay, and I'll put it in the freezer to get that stuff off. So it's $5, number 85. Oh, good. You got the rooster box. Good. I like that little box. It's cute. So really? Not sure why it's extra clear. Actually, my vision's not extra clear. Hang on a second. Mike had to lock Gimli in the room with him because Gimli has been a pest because we haven't let him out. Neither one of us has had time for the last 2 days to take him out on his leash, and he's getting jumpy. He's trying to bolt out the door, but it was raining. You don't want to be out in the rain. But he knows how to annoy me. He's too smart for his own good. He sat on the floor next to me, and there was a Wall Street Journal my brother had brought back because the guy at the Wawa who does the newspapers, Gary's usually up there at the same time, and he'll take, like, there's usually only one or two leftover Wall Street Journal or New York Times or Philly Inquirer, and he'll let Gary bring them home for me to use for packing because they're nice big sheets of paper. And a Wall Street Journal, it fell off the pile and I hadn't grabbed it. And he's just deliberately grabbing it and then reaching down, and he pulls a page up with his claws, and then he bites it and pulls and then stares right at me. And then did it again, pulls it and then stares at me. And I'm like, you rotten little shit. He was deliberately trying to wind me up, and I'm like, get out, just get out. Go away. He is what we estimated that they were born April 1st, and then I rescued them in the spring. So and so we're long past April now, so into September. Well, so come October, they'll be what, a year and a half old? I guess they're now hitting that teenager phase where they're deliberately want to annoy you. He certainly has. Aragorn certainly has. Arwen's still our shy, sweet little Arwen, but Skunky! Oh, Skunky, it's so good to see you. I have been worried about you. How are you doing? No, you don't need a note from Mama Skunk. Sean, it has been a long while. I even went back, about the beginning of September. I knew you had to be away for a while, because Trisha had mentioned that one night when we were talking that you had to be away for a while. And then I was just watching some of your videos just because you always make me laugh. So, so I was watching some of your old videos. Oh, it is so good to see you back. Awesome. Now, are you just visiting, or are you going to start back up again on your own channel? Are you not ready for that yet? Because you can certainly come visit. Shoot, if you want, you can come be on with me on a sale night. I will gladly have you come. Let's see. This is. You can join my chaos. Oh. So, I still have a house full of stuff. Still full. TARDIS is still in the background. It's just on top of different things now. We're going to do this one as an offer. Now, you know it's rare for me. Ava, you keep saying good night and you need to go sleep, and then you don't. So this is going to be an offer up. Halloween. And we're going to start this at $4. Now, you know I love Halloween. I don't often give up Halloween stuff, but I'm giving up these little guys. Now, this one's kind of just a throw-in because this is an older, nice basket, but at some point, somebody squished it too much, so it's cracked here and here. So this is mostly for assemblages. So you have that little one that you can still make a nice assemblage out of. And then you have this nice one, which has nothing wrong with it. and has a little ghost and satin ribbon on it. And you also get these. Now they do have a sticker on the back that says made in China, but you get this pack of 12 little tiny pumpkins. They are about as big around as a nickel each one. We're to that time of year where I get a little chilly. It is below 60 outside. That window, the top of it is still open about that much, and I have a heart murmur, so I catch a chill very easily. And I thought, well, the neckline, I was pulling out one of my scarves. It's that time of year. You guys will start seeing me wearing my scarves to keep the heat in. We have yet to turn the heater on. We have yet, and we're supposed to get a heat wave coming, so we're gonna keep that. So you get both those baskets and these little guys, unopened pack. Now they even have a little green satin leaf on the top and a little brown stem. Now, if you look, there's a really fine little gold thread there. And so they were made so that they could be hung, but I think these would be awesome. You could make an assemblage with either one of the baskets, have these on it, have ghosts coming out of the basket, maybe a scarecrow coming out of this with pumpkins around his feet. So I mean, that's what I would do with it. I just don't have the time. Uh-oh. Kitty? Sometimes when they're in the basement, I hear noises and I go, maybe that's not a good noise. So the starting offer is $4. You get all of these. You get all of this. And if no one that wasn't a door opening. It was a kitten slamming themselves into the door trying to get it open. Because Gimli's up in Mike's room. The others are all in the basement. Now, it had to be either probably Elrond, because he's the lightest, because that door on any of the bigger cats would have popped open, because I didn't push it and latch it shut. So, okay, so I didn't see anyone for that, so we will pass on the pumpkin lot. I shall sit you there. Now, I have this little one that it is Portal. Portal put out a lot of framed artist prints. You see that little logo. You saw that a lot in the 90s. They printed up a lot of artist stuff. The artist for this one is a Kathy Davis design. And it says, I am woman, I am invincible, I am tired. And you can see it's dimensional because the little person is a separate piece. The frame around it is a separate piece. So this is like a little tiny shadow box. It's in excellent condition. There's no scrapes to the black frame at all. No scrapes to the glass. But this is such a cute little thing. I'm going to put I am woman frame. And this is going to be this is going to be $4 and is number 34. $4, number 34. Be perfect to have as a nice little gift for someone if you wanted to give it as a Christmas gift. So that's that one. Now, what else is here? I say that because I'm like, I don't know what else is here. No, don't you run away. Nah, you're more vintage stuff. Okay, since what did I do them at the last time I had these? Nope, that's all jewelry. I thought I'd have time to look this stuff up before the sale, but when I realized I couldn't find that bag, I have been second floor to first floor through everywhere I could have been to find that bag, and I couldn't find it. Now, I need to know, what did I sell these for the last time I had cross-stitch kits? It's been a while since I had these. And these are different ones that I had before. I think it's been a long while since I've had. Oh, strawberry shortcake. Yeah, that is a blast from the past. I was kind of in between. Like, my oldest niece, I was 10 when she was born in September, and then I turned 11 in October. And she was real into strawberry shortcake, but I had kind of like aged out enough from that. So I wasn't quite into that yet. That was the miniature animal sale. Come on, where are you? My goodness, the amount of cookbooks I've sold to you guys. Going back looking through this. Oh my goodness. I can't find it. So I know what I'm going to put them on in my Etsy store at. So let's just make them, we'll just make them $10 for you guys, because you're my night owls. We'll just make them $10. So I wish my roof would be fixed. And I'm going to get hollered at for this, but I was on the roof. Marty got COVID, so Marty couldn't do it. That was the neighbor. So Marty couldn't do it. So Mike and I went out on the roof. And I took care of the part that was over my roof on my side of the house, because he was chicken. And apparently I gave him hella a lot of anxiety just being out there. But I showed him some new things. When you have to walk on any surface that's wood and you don't know if it's solid or not, you take that broom, you flip it upside down. You start banging in front of you before you ever put a foot down. You'll hear the difference between solid wood and not solid wood, because one goes bang and the other goes thud. It's a different sound. Oh, really? I have, fingers crossed, so far avoided it. Only got one cough drop out here. So far this year. Mike's had it twice. I haven't had it since March of 2020 when it was first going around. So I'm quite happy to keep dodging that one. So I had spray foam. We had spray foam insulation. I found a pokeberry plant growing out of my roof. One of the roots I yanked out was as big around as my thumb and was almost easily 2 feet long, because through some miracle, the entire root yanked out. This plant had 3 roots that were really thick, and that was the biggest one, and that one I could get out. The other 2 where it branched off, I couldn't get out of the roof. So, oh wow, good. Well, I'm glad it made a difference. And I'm glad you're on the mend. Well, no, there's a bang. I call it a bang or a thud. The bang is solid, but there's a certain difference in tone that I think is more like a thud when it's not good solid wood. So, so there was one spot, and I knew you could see because there's a whole bunch of I mean, there were a couple spots I filled because a shingle was missing and the nails were missing. The roofing nails for the shingle underneath were gone, which is weird. And then I realized I was looking at part of a tin roof underneath that shingle. So when my dad did the roof, they came across an old tin roof and just covered it up. And then when mom got the roof done after dad died, well, they did the same thing. They took it up, found a metal roof underneath, and then just put this stuff right over top of it. They didn't take it down to the bare wood. The next guy is sure as hell going to take it down to the bare wood, or I'll come out there and beat his ass with a tree limb. I am not having my house screwed up because they aren't doing the job right first time. I'm tired of that. Growing up with that, not having it. So, but I found one long hole that was a strip, and that was probably where I literally could hear water raining in the wall when we got that nor'easter. No, before the nor'easter, the last bad rainstorm we had before the nor'easter hit. And I thought, I have to get up there. So I got up there and I sat down, and he's worried, but I'm like, no, this is fine because I'm not near the edge. It's not like my feet are ever going to dangle over the edge. I'm nowhere near the edge where it overhangs the bricks. I know where that is. All my weight is behind it to get to the one spot, because the eave comes down here and then it meets. And this was where one big hole was. And I filled that sucker. It was about 3 inches wide and I'd say about 8 inches long. And I filled that with spray foam insulation. So it was great. When we had that nor'easter hit, I filled that spot. There was a spot where the tree was. There was a hole that went right down through. But that one spot, because it's where the roof angles meet and the gutter's right there, all the water would have come off the roof this way and gone right around and right in during a bad storm. So I thought of that. But duct tape doesn't last too long with water on it all the time. So that can happen, Marcy. That can happen. So I made sure that was the 2 big holes were done, and then anything that even looked questionable that had a dip to it got stuff in it, and there were loose pieces of roofing shingle where they'd fallen apart. So I used some of them to actually push down and put it on top of the foam, so that this way it'll help deter any squirrels from being stupid and chewing it up. So I don't know. I know it's supposed to rain tomorrow, but when we got that one from the hurricane that came up the coast, and we got a little bit of that, I didn't get a single. I couldn't hear a single thing of water because it's right behind my head. My bedroom wall. It is literally, it's right there, and so I didn't hear a thing. I didn't have water running down the inside of the wall. It was great. I was so happy. So let's see. So according to this, it's going to start raining in the Philadelphia area about 6 a.m. and keep raining. And keep raining. All day, apparently. Lovely. So yeah, Not looking forward to that. We already had a little rain start tonight. Oh yeah, because it's coming in off the coastline. Oh joy. So, Mr. Sugar Britches, well, this is an honor. I sometimes get Lorianne. I don't always get you. So, so yeah, the Northeast is getting rain. That's why I was over to my friend's house and picked up more stuff. You know, we've talked all this time, and I never put the pass in for the what did we just do? The Halloween stuff. Anyway, so yeah, so she had me, I called her up today and I, do you want me to come get stuff today? Because she likes to put it out on her porch and then buy an umbrella. Not for, I don't want an umbrella for inside my house. So we went over today and got stuff. And I had been over on Wednesday and got stuff. And then she had somebody come to get furniture this morning. So she had a lot of stuff she had to make quick decisions on. So that's how I ended up with some of the Christmas stuff, which was nice and so sweet of her. So, but I might have to go back tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it, to do it in the rain. I'm really not. But her granddaughter's coming to help on the weekend, so she really wants to get as much out of the way that's donate or to give to me that she can. So I might be going out in the rain. I might be. So I have, these were going to be a drop sale, but in light of the fact that I don't have that many and I can't find that bag that I picked out this morning, I have 2 small kits and then I have a couple of bigger kits. Now this is Dimensions stamped cross stitch. Has everything you need. You can see the images over here stamped on it. And it should have a needle in there as well. Cotton embroidery thread, design printed on the muslin, needle, and easy instructions. It's from 1994 from Dimensions. It says the greatest catch is the title. Now the man has a jacket that says the world's greatest fisherman, and the wife has a jacket that says catch of a lifetime. So that's what it comes out to. So that is going to be $5 for you guys. $5, number 38. $5, number 38. Yeah, rain's a pain in the butt when it likes to leak through your house. We still did not find the worst leak. That's why we have tarps screwed to the ceiling in the upstairs hallway going into a 32-gallon trash can. We were up there and looking, and I was looking, and I can't see where the devil that water's coming from. We could see where the water was from my room, but not for that hallway. So the other one I have is So Busy, which I probably bought a long while thinking I was going to make it for my mother, because that really kind of looks like the old school Singer sewing machine on the bottom. Busy hands make happy hearts. It's got, as usual, now this is a counted cross stitch, so it's got the instructions and the needle and everything. Oh, and I see there's Nora in there for greatest catch. And this one is So Busy, but this one is counted. You have to count the cross stitch. But that sewing machine looks like the 1929 Singer my mother had that I learned on. I like them better because I like having that the knee pedal. I don't like having a pedal on the floor. So Busy is $5 and it's number 10. Seattle would be a good place to visit. I'm hoping to get to Ohio. My game plan is Ohio next year. And go see the Sugar Britches. Because that's, pretty much just a little further than the other side of the state. So to get to the other side of the state, it's about a 6-hour drive. So I'm hoping to get there. Now I have the big ones. So we have, I got 2 of that one. What's this one? Okay. Cozy Sewing Room. It is from 1991. It's Sunset, which is still Dimensions, technically. So, Cozy Sewing Room, and you've got so much cool stuff in there. I mean, there's even loom spools, which cracked me up because I looked at that and realized what they were. So this is the full kit. Now this one is a stamped cross stitch. So you can see it's all stamped on there on the fabric, and those are so much easier. I love them. I'd love to come out skunky, but it's gotta, I gotta pay for a roof, and I still gotta pay the school taxes this year. Running out of time. Yeah, see, now that one's a treadle. Mom's was the first fully electric sewing machine. It had been her grandmother's, and it wasn't a converted treadle. And it was top of the line at the time. So this is $12. $12 for the bigger kits, and this is number 31. That's 31 for that one. I thought he went to bed. I'm hearing the songs from Hamilton go on above my head. All of a sudden I hear, I'm not going to waste my shot. And I'm like, what? I hadn't heard anything for about 30 minutes from up there. Now I'm hearing, I'm not going to waste my shot from Hamilton. Guess he's still awake after all. I don't think he has to go into the office tomorrow because the event they were going to do is canceled because of the rain. All right, I see you. What are you up to here? 10 and 31. Nora, other than the fishing, are we doing a theme here? See, Nora knows, because what happens is I'm offering it to you guys for 12, and then I put these on my Etsy store for 20. So this one is a stamped cross stitch, and it has these lovely little, it looks like a nasturtium, some pansies, and maybe a gardenia, and it's called Window Box. Nice picture. And it is a stamped one, so it's one of the ones easier to do. Oh, Hamilton, I would love to have seen that. He got to see the touring company. I didn't. So I have 2 of these. So the first 2 people that put in the number can get one, if there's anybody besides Nora interested. But this is really cute. And with winter coming, you know, you want stuff to do. So it's $12 window box, and it's number 29. Window box number 29. All right, so we're gonna, Nora's taking that. Nora's taking that. Take them out of there. Put those numbers up there. So there's the window box one. Oh, almost lost the number. Now, the next two make trios. They make three smaller pictures that you can put together. At some point, I probably thought I was going to make these. But I don't, between the books in this house and the craft stuff and sewing in this house, I don't have time. I'm about to turn 58. I ain't got the time to do everything that's in this house. And I'm realistic about it. I get it. I understand. So I'm going to share the wealth. I do like this. It's counted cross stitch. You've got everything in there, and it's called bird houses. Look how cute they are. Aren't they so sweet? Little bluebirds. They are so cute. So this is $12. It makes 3 separate pictures. The finished size for each picture is 7 by 7. So they make a nice little square. That's, you know, there's your 7 inches right there. 7 by 7. So they would make a neat little trio to hang on a wall. And so the birdhouses, 1995 Janlin, and that's $12, number 45. Sugar Britches is the next one we're going to try to get to her 1,000. Now, let me think. What's the husband's name? Gino? Am I getting the husband right? Let's see. Where's she at? Oh, she got over 700. Yes. Yes. She's up to 719 subscribers. Awesome. 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 So here is a link to Sugar Britches channel. And honestly, if you like ephemera, you've got to catch some of her ephemera stuff. I get in trouble every time I stop by. I just can't. They have redone an invoice for me for the second time because 3 times I bought some. I went, I can't resist it. I must resist. I can't. Mondays are usually their ephemera sales. And so like if you go there, there are some cool shop there are some cool videos, but it's the lives you want to watch. They are absolutely just so much fun. And just about every Monday, well, just about every sale, they have ephemera and some fantastic ephemera. I am so jealous. She gets some just choice stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That will, because it messes up the algorithm. Skunky, where are you at as far as subs? Have you hit your 1,000? No, Nancy, you idiot. Don't do it that way. I just tried looking you up through Google. That's not going to give me what I want. That gave me skunky junk pest removal. That was not it. We want the YouTube channel. Oh, skunky. Oh, no, we're not having this. We are not having this. Dude, you're only at 404. No. So here's Sean's channel. Show Sean some love. He's only got 404 subscribers. Now that's probably because he did have to take some time off. Oh, you had a fall fun sale 7 days ago. Oh, I gotta have to watch that. I'm gonna put that on my save to watch later. Actually, how do I? Here we go. Here we go. Copy that. You look good though, dude. I just saw your face pop up. You look good. Here we go. Skunky Junks. I'm going to put the link for the sale you just had. So you have a picture of this sale coming up tomorrow? Why is it not on your channel? Dude, you need to learn the art of putting out a thumbnail. What do we got? No. I see a short that says live in 1 hour. Tea Party live sale, that was streamed a year ago. Fall fun sale from 7 days ago. That's under videos, so I guess you videotaped that. Okay, so. Oh, you can't do that until you have 500 followers? I thought you could if you were doing it through StreamYard. Well, we'll get you to your 500. We will see. I will start plugging you, get you to your 500. You need to be. And I'm so glad to have you back because he is so much fun to watch and so much fun to be at live sales with. So he has been missed very much. So there you go. You can go see his fall sale and see if there's anything that still hasn't sold that you can contact him for. And you can go and subscribe. He is really delightful to watch and even more fun. I miss the sales when it was him and Sean and Trisha and I, because we just make each other crack up and laugh the whole time. And so I have missed that. I really have. So, okay. Now let's see. There was no one for number 45. So the next one is also counted cross stitch. It's another one. Now these are finished sizes 5x6. It's another Janlin one, and see, that's why I said they make a nice little grouping, but these are all musical instruments. Now, how often do you see a banjo in a cross stitch? Banjo, a harp, and a violin. An interesting mix. So this has everything you need. It's from 1996. It is a counted cross stitch. And it's $12, and this one's number 11. Oh, thank you, Amelia. Oh, you were already subbed to Skunky? To Sean? Oh, Sean is a doll. I absolutely love Sean. I have missed Sean. I miss Sarah, too. I told her. I actually had a chance to messages back and forth with Sarah from Thrift U. Oh, God, I miss that woman. She's another one I'm dying to go visit. But I told her, anytime you want to come on, even if you just don't have to sell, if you want to come on my channel and just say hi to everybody, you can do that. I will gladly. So maybe I could convince her to stop in and say hi on my birthday. So, because, yeah, I miss Sarah too. And I miss Sam, but Sam's very active on their Facebook group and posting stuff about the kids on her thing. And you can keep track of them, but you don't ever see Sarah to keep track of Sarah. So, and she's still, like she says, she's still crafting. And man, I have to find out. I can't remember what their eBay store was to see if she's putting those up on her eBay store, because she had some awesome, she did some awesome assemblages. I have one that will soon have to come out after Halloween because it's a snowman and it'll go back there with the TARDIS. As long as the stupid kittens stop trying to eat it. Okay, let's see. This is a unopened pack made in the USA. It says copyright, but it doesn't have a date. Made in the USA from Brooklyn, New York. So you do not find these in packages like this anymore. And I don't know if I should do this as an offer up or not, but we're just going to put this out there because it is vintage. I think from probably the 70s. It is 15 Jingle Bells in the original packaging. They're all good. Made in the USA, Criterion Bell and Specialty Company, Brooklyn, New York. Big value, 15, all in the original packaging. And this is going to be $4. $4, number 79. I'm pretty sure that's a pack from the 70s. $4, number 79. Uh-oh, here we go. Hi, kitty. What's the matter? Come on. Honey, that's a piece of glass. Don't beat it up. You might take the flash off of it. It's okay. Come here. Come on, sweetie. No, leave the glass alone. Yeah, you're okay. I don't have the jacket on. You can't hide in the pouch. I don't have the hoodie on that has the pouch. That's upstairs. This is Elrond. I've been wearing that that cat hoodie that has the pouch in the front, and he was asleep in it earlier today. You know how fun it is trying to have a cat be asleep in your arm? What? Oh, are you not right? Oh, I see. Hang on, hang on. Oh, you want down instead. Oh, look, leave. Okay, we're doing this now because you won't leave it alone. Honey, it's a piece of glass. Give it back. He's smacking this. I don't know why. Oh, they do. Sometimes they do. I can't wait for them to get old enough to calm the heck down. Though I did notice something with the doctor in the last 2 days. I don't think she can see very well. Anytime Mike or I try to pet her, if we put our hands like towards her face like that, she just right away backs up and hisses. But if she smells you, then she lets you touch her. This is all new. When it's the kittens, she's fine. But as she walked through, get off. No, no, you're not getting, it's not, get your foot out of the bag. Where's Manny, Mo, and Jack? Are they still in the basement? So, what? What? Don't Don't knock the pile over. Don't. He's determined. Just lay down there. Can't you just lay down in that little cubby hole? Stop rubbing against everything. Say, no, Mom. No, I can't do that. Is this what you want? This is what you want. This is what he wants. He'll go to sleep like this, and then my arm starts to fall off. I've not seen Jack in the last few days, which worries me. It always worries me. I was so glad to see him coming around, but I haven't seen Jack. Charlie I saw today twice, and then I haven't seen Snowball today, but that's not uncommon. Because the people over one and behind me, they've let him sleep on their porch, and she puts food out for him. So Snowball's well taken care of. It looks like he now has a shelter on their porch. So, oh yeah, this one's my baby. This is Elrond. He's my baby. He definitely. I am absolutely 100% mom. Aragorn and Gimli are Mike's cats, but Gimli, I have a certain sweater that's very, very fuzzy. He was not completely weaned when Morgan got out of the house and got killed by a car out front. And so he will go right against me, and he likes to get right up against my shoulder and nuzzle that sweater, but then make biscuits. So I end up looking like a pincushion because he puts his claws right through that sweater. This one, he just wants to fall asleep, which is why that hoodie is so great, because he's small enough. He fits in it. He still fits in the pouch, and he can go to sleep in that, and I can still get stuff done. So, since he kept messing with this wonderful piece of glass, now this is Flash. It is Flash Amberina. It's been a long time since I've had really nice glass for you guys. So this is gonna start. Now this is gonna be fun because I have a kitty in my lap. So we're gonna I'm gonna start it at 8. Amberina Flash glass. Okay, we're gonna start it at that. Since I'm one-handed for now, it is 7 inches tall. The top opening is 5¼ inches. The square base is 4 inches across each direction. Oh, is that enough for now? Good. Lay down there. Look at this baby. Look at this. Do I have anything white to put behind this? There we go. Look. Look at the color. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, I don't know who made it. It is Flash. Look at the inside of that thing. There's no chips to it. There is some rough spots where it's around here, but they're not cutting you. You know, they're not catching your finger. They're not chips. They're just rough from the mold, because it does have mold line on either side. And there's a spot here. Put the thing back up. There is the gunk right there from a price tag or something. I was afraid to mess with that too much because it is Flash, and I didn't want to damage the flashing, because when you look down inside, there is one spot, and I doubt you'll be able to see it. Oh, just there. Can you see that tiny little line by my fingernail? That is a scratch in the flash. And then there's on the pattern, oh, it's going to be harder to get it to show. Oh, maybe. Darn it. I can't quite get the light to catch it. There's a little bit right there where the flash has been worn because it's right on where these pieces, not the mold lines, but the pattern it's molded in sticks out a little bit. But isn't that a fabulous piece of glass? It's just perfect for fall. Absolutely adorable. I did wash it because the base was kind of dusty when I found it. But it is really a beautiful piece. Absolutely beautiful piece of Amberina. You are making me so nervous. Can you lay down? Hey, can you just lay down? Lay down. Stop rubbing your head against everything. You don't need to do that against the boxes that are going out in tomorrow's mail. So I don't see anyone for the Amberina glass. So we will pass on the glass. If I put this back down there, are you going to leave it alone? Hey, stop. Go find your brothers. Go play. Go find Aragorn and Frodo. Gimli's up with Daddy. Go on, go find Gimli. Gimli's up with Mike. He's now sticking his head inside the Amberina vase to smell it. You really are a goofy cat. I got the goofy one. I really did. So, I have another vintage thing for anybody who likes to play around with ephemera. Now, these are embossed gummed foil stars. Who remembers having in school? You're a jerk. Not you guys, him. You just knocked. Oh, ow. Fuck. Ah. That's a bad surprise. Leg cramp. I haven't had one on that side in a long while. Oh, man. Don't tell me my back's going to start hurting on the left side. It's been so great for so long. Sorry about that. I just got a muscle cramp. Where I have not had one in a while. That is not good. And you need to stop knocking my stuff down. Go play King of the Hill up on the mountain behind me. Oh, that was a rude surprise. Because I've been able to turn to the left and not have cramps, but that was a surprise. Because that upper top thigh just Charlie horsed. It hasn't done that in, it hasn't done that in at least 6 to 9 months. Oh. Yeah, these are the stickers. That's the number for the jingle bells. And we all had them either. I remember having them in Sunday school for like the attendance. And I think maybe in elementary school in like first grade, you got stars for certain thing. Now it looks like most of these are silver, gold, red, blue, and green. And they only cost 29 cents. Now it says remove through the back, and that perforated part has been opened, but it really doesn't look like it's really missing too many. But aren't they great? That was such a surprise. And for anybody that does junk journaling, or even to use these on Christmas assemblages. Yeah, I take potassium every day because of all the fun stuff I go through with the pinched nerves in my spine. So these vintage stars are $5 because I looked these up, but you guys, they are $5, number 27. Those are the really nice older ones. At some point, they stopped embossing them and they're just flat. But these are the ones that I remember from Sunday school when I was real little. They actually have like the little lines and detail to them, which is pretty cool. Now, I have a vintage picture frame, and it has a great image inside. This is a great little 5x7 metal craft, guaranteed not to tarnish. It was only 59 cents at its time. It has a lithographed print inside. That's the original, how you bought it. It had all that. That's all inside. What do you think with that haircut? What do you think? Early 50s, late 40s? Really great frame. Really nicely done. I like that it has the little tiny flowers in the corners. It was really cute. I just really like the fact that the image, and she's got her standard little row of pearls. You know, wasn't that the big deal in the 50s? You turned 16, you got your first strand of pearls. But I just thought that was such a great vintage image to go, and that's how it came. That's how I got it. And so this is $5, and it's number 81. $5, number 81. Now, what do we have? Where did I do with it? Oh, I can do these. And I need to get, this was the thumbnail picture. So I need to get these two. Yeah, I'm thinking it's just that line of late 40s. No further than, I think, 1952. I think it's more 40s than anything after the war. So I have this thing, which is pretty cool. Avon Products, 1976 holiday gift. Now, this is the original container, and it's real fun when you don't remember how you got it in there, because you have to fold it all in a certain way. And it's made to look like stained glass. It says California Perfume Company. It has the original leaflet. And this was the image off of the thumbnail. And it's really pretty little stained glass looking piece. Absolutely adorable. It was only given to the Avon representatives. So this was never for sale through Avon. This was a gift to the representatives. Now, I was trying to figure out a year because I couldn't find anything on the pamphlet that really gave me a year. They did make a point of saying that it was specifically made just for Avon representatives and will not be for sale. Where is... So the image and the fact that it says California Perfume Company, California Perfume Company was started in 1886. And that was the beginning of what became Avon. And the first Avon representative was Mrs. P.F.E. Albee, a widow from Winchester, New Hampshire. And she was the first one she traveled about the country selling products for the tiny California perfume company. So that's her image. And she enlisted other interested women to become depot managers, as the representatives were called, because what they would do is they would place their orders by mail, and then their orders would be sent from the perfume company by rail car. So they'd have to go to the rail depot in order to pick up their supplies and then take them to the people they sold them to. So so this was a thing showing the founding, what was the background of the founding. Now, whether you're into Avon or not, it really is just a really cool California perfume. It really is a nice stained glass. I can't do it justice because the light's showing on the front instead of through the back. But it showed up really well in the thumbnail picture I used for this sale. And this is this is $10 and it's number 43. $10, number 43. I mean, it is one of the things that Avon collectors, some of them do like to collect the stuff that was given just to the representatives. But if you like to collect vanity things, it's so cool because it says the perfume company on there. It's really good shape. It's really nice. And it's all in its own little, from 1976. It's all in its own little folder. Can stick you up there where there's no chance of a cat knocking you over. Just not having that. Now I have an actual perfume bottle. Now this, these things can go pretty high. And this is an Art Deco. I forget if it's lead crystal or not. It's an Iris import from Japan. Sorry about that. I forgot cap lock was on. So this is starting at 10. This thing is perfect. It's very much Art Deco style. It's got some weight to it, so I think it is lead crystal. But here's the fun. It has the original label still on it. It's I can't read that tiny print. So on it, it looks like it says Anaris and Company Inc. Made in Japan, but it's got the old silver foil label is still on there. It's perfect. It's never had perfume in it. It has no smell. There's no little chips around here. There's no little chips on the bottom. It was never used. It stayed in a cabinet for decades. It was a gift, and she didn't want to get rid of it because, we all have that present that was from somebody in the family, and you felt like you had to keep it, but that person's gone now, and this person's moving. So she said, you know what? Take this with you because I never used it, and I'm not that kind of person that would have a fancy vanity set. So here is an absolutely lovely Art Deco style, not a chip anywhere, not a flea bite. It's absolutely perfect. And you guys are getting first dibs. And it's a start at $10. Okay, and I don't see any top. Oh, there's Nora. Nora's in for 10. Nora's in for 10 for this beauty. Does anybody else want to come in at 11 or higher? I mean, it is, like I said, it is just stunning. It is beautiful. When the light hits it, I can see like the rainbow colors in it, which it's definitely, it may not be the heaviest lead crystal, but it is definitely lead crystal. I've run my fingers over every inch of this. There's no chips, no cracks. Usually there's all kinds of chips on the edge of this, on the stopper. There's nothing. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Nora, dear, you are getting a steal for this. You absolutely are. So that is, I'm going to start calling it. So going once, because it is such a great piece. Going twice. And sold. Nora, it's yours, darling. That is a lovely piece to have. You're on the other side of that box, aren't you? Let's push that right back up there. All of a sudden, empty boxes were like coming towards me. Oh, okay. So I have two old, who remembers what were they called? Ad libs. These were before ad libs. And if you want to have a fun game, go to there's a video I did that has this, and it's literally to test your knowledge. And honestly, it's mostly for baby boomers that I know have done it, and they got better scores than I did. But I did pretty well considering I'm first generation Gen X. I filmed this game, and it's named the trademark. I actually made up, you get on this, you had to do it in 10 minutes to write down as many names of the products represented by these characters as you can remember. I gave half points to I gave half points if you knew what kind of brand it was, because I knew that was a paint company and I couldn't remember who. And I knew that one had something to do with the kitchen and it had something to do with baking, but I couldn't remember who it was. So I gave a half point if you knew so who it was. So yeah, Nora's spending all her birthday cash with me tonight. So a barrel of fun is, this one is the one that is, I think it was from 1946. This was series 1, number 1. There's a whole series of these that when I did the research on this that found, and I'm pretty sure this was from 1946. It's in there they are. There's 12 of them altogether. I only have the first one. And the first the first 2 pages have these brown marks up on the side, but after that, they're good. They have a who am I, but I mean, you could have some fun with some of these. Just photocopy the graphics so that way, people don't have to write in it. They have a couple of games specifically for adults in the beginning that are fun party games. So a barrel of fun from 1946 is going to be $5. And this one is number 26. $5, number 26. Now, if you want to just go play the game, at least one of the games that's in there, I'll put the link in and you can have fun and try that. It was a video I did a while ago. Come play a 1946 trademark game with me. Baby Boomer Memory Test was what I called it. Because it really is. If I could spell right. There we go. There you go. Whoop. No, don't you start falling on me now. Oh, I see what's wrong. You guys are too heavy. Oh. If you saw my Instagram, you know that I was gifted a lot of containers of buttons. There will be some tonight. So I saw Marilyn come in for that one. Okay. Put that up there and put that one there. Now I do have a Mad Libs. I did not know Mad Libs were this old. This is from 1958. This Mad Libs have been going on for years. I thought they were something from when I was a kid. I didn't know they were long before that. This has things like my dream man should, first of all, be very what? You need an adjective, and then it says name of a personality. You know how they work. Beauty advice. These things are a riot. But this one, it's in. Let me check because I thought one of the ones near the beginning had a couple of words written in, but I'm not seeing any. No. Nope. All clean. I thought there was one page that had like 2 words on it, but it's all clean. So this is the 1958 Mad Libs. So you've got this really early one. It's in great shape. And this one is $5 and it's number 20. $5, number 20. Now, let's see. College debt circus. Is that what the CDC stands for? So I have a couple of the fancy buttons that are going to be individually sold here because we all know some of these vintage buttons are pricey, very pricey. I used to sell buttons and I thought they were crazy expensive at the time when they looked like this. This one is Iridescent Heaven. Those are, I believe, all little beads sewn around. Can you see all the color on that? Honestly, this one, I would take this to a jeweler and have them put a pin back on it. This one is fabulous. Absolutely. Those bells don't want to stay put. Absolutely fabulous. So it is a deep purple with the iridescence. It's just gorgeous looking. Now this thing is 1.5 inches wide. It is 1.5 inches wide. Wow. Isn't it gorgeous? Really would make a stunning pin. I found one similar online that sold, because these are, well, when I first picked it up, these were cold. So I think they are all glass. But it doesn't quite, I mean, I'm surprised it doesn't have more weight if they are. But it is such a beauty. And so this one is I'm calling it the purple iridescent. And this beauty is, and I know what they are going to be in my Etsy store, and they are not going to be what I'm offering them to you. Because this is a vintage button. This is going to be $6. I just buried my numbers. This is $6, number 23. $6, number 23. Ah, Maria. Maria would like that one. Now, these two I didn't look up, and these are even older. Because of what they're made out of. And all of the rhinestones are still there. I can't imagine what this button was on. It had to be one heck of a coat, because that's the back. So this had to be on a coat as opposed to a dress. Don't worry, Maria. I figured out what you meant. And you can see, like, it's a dark blue. It's a nice dark navy, but so are the rhinestones. And you can just kind of see the blue flash of the light hitting it. And honestly, I mean, this thing is just cool. You kind of could make it into a necklace with that. It's not the same. It's not the same as this one. Because see, this one has all the iridescent, and this one's just flashing blue for the most part. But this is an older one. This is definitely, I should probably have tested it for Bakelite, because it's got some weight to it. So I think it might be made out of Bakelite. But this one is, we're going to say navy blue with stones. Because these two I know are definitely more the 1960s, maybe even earlier from the weight of this one. So the navy blue with stones, this one is $8 and it's number 51. It's $8, number 51. Whoops, I'm out of camera range there. Yeah, I mean, it shows up to me looking at my phone screen. It looks like it's black, but it is definitely navy blue. Hi, Mary. But that one is $8 and is number 51. And I should test that one to see if it's Bakelite. But I do know that one's older, and I know this one's older. And this one is an early hard plastic. Oh, you bugger. That's where that stone came from. All right, I have the stone. I didn't realize it was from this. One of the little stones right there came out, and it's in Not that jar. I know that stone is in this jar. I know exactly where that stone is. So, I can fix that before that goes. But look at this. Does it look like a big old raspberry? It's another older, no later than the 1960s, and even that I think is, yeah, I think it's. I honestly think these are, if they're Bakelite, they're from the 30s, and I think this one could be as well. So the raspberry sparkly here button is also 8. And this one is number 76. This is number 76. And I will make sure I put that stone back in, because unless it's in, it's not in here, then that means that's what that big red stone that is, you know, I know it's in that jar because I was just going through there today. Oh, and Nora has popped in for the navy one. Honestly, that one just reminds me of a sparkly, that purple, that red one just reminds me of like a sparkly raspberry. Now, I have one that is crafter's lot. These are oddballs. They are either, these were all odd little things that were in with it. Now, these are for crafting because there was a Donald Duck. Now, this is a gumball ring, but the back's broken. But that could be glued onto something. This is all for assemblage. This is a button, but why it has this great leather leaf stuck to it, I don't know. I really like that leaf. That thing's fun. So that's in there. There are, let's start taking a look at some of it. Like there were some odd bits. There's, I think, 2 pieces of this little piece of whatever's left of a jewelry. There's a big old jingle bell. There are a couple of buttons. There's a silver. Most of these buttons, though, have the shank has been busted. Oh, thank you, CDC. You found my Instagram? Awesome. Perfect for your winter cloak. Oh, cool. This was interesting. I mean, it feels like it's mother of pearl, but why the odd shape? There's another piece of jewelry, just an odd piece. A little key. Let's see. That's another little button. There were some that were just beads. Like these are jet or black glass. This one I thought was so adorable, but again, the shank is broken. So, but that could be glued onto something. And these, I don't know. I guess they were buttons, but they look almost like a bead. So there's a couple of these, and there's a couple of those in green as well. See, there's the green ones. So there's some clear ones and some green ones. And something in there fell apart because I've got pieces of it in my hand. Wow. Where are you? Where's the rest of you? Oh, I thought that was a cool shape. It's just one cuff link, but that's a nice little. Oh, you're wearing your baby Arwen shirt today. That's such a cute shirt. I couldn't figure out what that was meant to be. I think an anchor. But this is just odd bits. And buttons. And there are. So there was 2 of these. Now this one's missing its shank back, but this is all in one piece. But this is, the other one just fell apart in the bag. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it in there because it's full of little rhinestones that you might be able to use. Now, you're going to see some red rhinestones in here, but they are for a very specific little tiny, I think they're beads. So they have this little outer piece and a red stone. Look how tiny they are. And some of them, the red stone is falling out. Now, this red stone is bigger than the red off of that raspberry button. So I matched them up, and the ones that are missing their stone, I have the stones are in the bag. So you get all these odd bits for, you know, making assemblages and crafting. There's a tiny little key in here, probably some jewelry box. And I've decided that I'm going to take these 2. Now, these are Victorian lead. I could not find anything online. I think they were Victorian lead jewelry, which were given away at the carnivals and stuff, but I can't prove that because I couldn't find them. So I'm going to drop these in here as well. So you get this nice little bag of little crafting odd bits. And it's all vintage stuff. And this is for the crafty bits. This is $4. It's $4 number 7. Nope, number 63. $4 number 63. And that is all the crafty bits. Okay. So, sit you there. Now, I went through today and made up a lot that is white, red, a very few green. I would think that you'd have to be careful because it is lead. It is going to bend. I don't know what, if you were putting it in an assemblage, I mean, you could use enamel paint and paint them, which would seal the lead in. So that's what I would do with them. I would paint them and use them in an assemblage. I did not have many red or many green. So I threw silver ones. There's a couple of those and a couple of gold ones. So that this is for basically if you need stuff for Christmas. There's white, there's red, green, and a few gold and silver. The 2 biggest ones, now there's a couple of these red flowers. I think there's 3 or 4. I think there might be 4 of those. These I thought were really cool, and they match. But these are more modern plastic, but they're buttons. And they're the same design. They're just red and green. So this is just a Christmas crafters lot. I didn't get time to add more. There's a lot of white buttons in there. Some of these white buttons might be mother of pearl. I'm not sure. I wasn't worrying about separating that because there's a lot of white buttons for me to go through. So this is the red, white, and green crafter lot. This is also $4. All vintage buttons, $4, number 87. And I mean, I went through and gave you every red and green I could find. and there weren't many. There's more red than there are green, but I tried. That's why I added some silver and gold if I could find them. So I did what I could. So that is $4, number 87. Tuck them down in there. Now, what's left? What is left? Let's see. Nope, those are already sold from last week. This is a batch I hadn't gone through these yet. I need to get some of that undo that Misty talks about, because I don't have any more. Because I had gotten a photo album that had all these great Nebraska and Pioneer Village in where? That's in Nebraska. But it had these great postcards and stuff, but I can't get all of them out because they're stuck. But I want to see, where are the fun ones? There were some funny ones. Okay, there's the Nebraska, there's the vacation, there's the historical Nebraska. We'll bring those out. So we have a postcard that has vacation. Vacation consists of 2 weeks, which are too short, after which you are too tired to return to work and too broke not to. Isn't that fun? And now a lot of these have this discoloring on the back, and that's from the glue. You can actually see the lines. Do you remember those photo albums that came out in the 70s, late 70s and in through the 80s? And you just lifted up the sheet of clear plastic and they had glue lines on them. Well, that's what happens. It puts these lines on the back of your stuff. So the vacation postcard with the bunny is $3. That's $3. He's number 66 for the vacation bunny. I have a fun one that says, "Greetings from Nebraska, the Cornhusker State." I don't think it said, they said the copyright Fun Cards by Gad, Minneapolis, Minnesota. But it doesn't have a year, and it doesn't have who the illustrator is. But I just thought that one was really funny. I like that one. Now, that one also has some discoloring from the glue, but they are still fun postcards and usable. So we have the Greetings from Nebraska, which is $3. And this one is number 56. So if you know anyone who was from Nebraska. Now, this one is Howdy from historical Nebraska. But see what it did to the back picture. It actually pulled off some of the coloring off the paper. But this one is a fold out that actually has, I've never seen one like this before. I've seen them before where they have all the pictures, all these great images, but this one actually has space for actually writing a letter. I've never seen it that before. So you had the Fort Cody Trading Post, Covered Wagon on the Oregon Trail, Rodeo Time, and Snake River Falls in Valentine. So this would be fun if you want to do some junk journaling. There's some great images there. So this would be historical Nebraska. This would be $2 because these things don't hold their value as much as the postcards do. So this would be $2 and would be number 78. $2, number 78 for that one. All right, Sea Cleaner, what do you do? Get that ad out of my way. So that is, because I threw those on at the end, that is just about it, because I don't know what I did with that bag. So that's it for tonight. So I don't think I can do a speed round because I've had to carefully put, and some of it's over there because the cat knocked it over. So, but there's still quite a bit if you're watching on the replay. There's quite a bit there that you can let me know if you are interested, because you can always either email me about it or you can claim it in the comments section. All live sales are good for at least a week after. But I mean, honestly, if it's from within the last month, you usually can email me and it might still be here. So, doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. I will be doing, I hope, a haul video and show you the vintage Christmas stuff. I don't have to go right now. I can stick around a little bit. But I want to show off that Christmas stuff so badly. I really do. I wondered where this one went. That's one of the ones I'm keeping. Look, this is what I'm keeping, but I can't even lift it up. I mean, I haven't. I pulled some red, green, and white ones out of this, but most of this seems to be basic buttons. There's a lot of pearl buttons in here, so I haven't even really had a chance to go through that. But there were 3 jars. This jar, this jar, this jar, which I've still got to go completely through. That sucker's heavy. Some stuff in the top of these were all in little plastic bags. So that's why there's so much space. And I took a bunch out. Anything that was, there were some that were just beyond saving. Because at some point, somebody decided to put a mothball in the button jar. That did nasty things to any shell button that it came in contact with. Even if the shells are mother of pearl, it's still basically calcium based. And it started to make the calcium completely start separating and did very weird things to them. So there were a lot of those. Any one of them that got affected just got trashed, because what happened is they turned into chalk. And then if they were near each other, they started sticking together. There were a bunch that I had to just toss because they just turned into chalk. And then, of course, then they're super brittle. So we lost. I think I threw away at least 30 of the mother of pearl buttons that were affected, but there's still so many more that were not. So, yeah. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of buttons and that lovely camphor smell. But the buttons themselves, once you got them out of there, they didn't have that smell. There were some fabric buttons, and you could kind of smell it a little bit on the fabric covered. So, Skunky, it's been fun having you. I'm so happy to see you. And I hope that you are doing well. You're obviously doing better than you were because you're back. And I'm very glad to see that. So I hope you managed to pick up a few new I hope you've managed to pick up a few new subscribers. What are you up to now? 408. You were at 404 when we started. So thank you to those 4 people who subscribed. Thank you very much. So that's good. We will get you up there. We need to get you up. We need to get you up to at least 500 by the end of the year. Lori Ann, we're trying to get, she's over 700 now. We're trying to get her up as well. So you want to go? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're good now. You're going to go your store and shop? I think you're missing some letters there, Maria. Oh. All right. Yeah, 4 more. It's a start. It's a start. We're going to get you out there. Make sure Trisha knows you're back, because Trisha will be a good cheerleader for you too. So we'll get you up there, because it is nice to see you back. Anyway, we smaller ones have to stick together, because we're all getting waffled by the bigger channels. Though a lot of the bigger channels have taken off to Whatnot. And I don't understand this. A lot of them are doing it. They're filming their Whatnot sale and putting it simultaneously on YouTube, but nobody from YouTube can actually buy what they're doing on Whatnot. You can't buy it. You could join the Whatnot thing. They put a QR code up so that you could scan that and then join Whatnot. But it was like, why? They don't see the chat. They're not acknowledging the chat. I was like, to me, that just seems like a waste of time to watch a sale like that. So I won't be doing that, because I've had enough fun trying to keep up with just selling on this and eBay and Etsy. I am not adding another selling platform. I can't, because this is still not organized enough. And when I messed up my back, that black hole challenge, you haven't seen another video on the black hole challenge room, because it wasn't long after the last one was posted that I had the accident that messed up my spine. So I still don't have an office. I still don't have shelving anywhere. So yeah, it's still a hot mess, and it's still a warehouse behind me. Yeah, I thought, I'd rather work on making YouTube bigger than jump to Whatnot. Let the bigger ones do it. They've got more invested. The other thing too is, this is a 1-person show. It's just me. Just like Trisha. It's a 1-person show. It's just her. There's no other person helping us. There's, Michael has been pulling teeth to occasionally get him to help with stuff, but he's not willing to be a mod. He's not willing to watch chat for me. He's pretty hands off, doesn't want to deal with this. So I'm on my own. There's nobody to help with the packing. When he did help, he packed up a lot of the stuff that people had wanted when I got hurt. Now, remember, that was 2021. Now, we got some of that out, but there's still stuff from 2022 people are waiting for. And I've only just now found where he put those boxes, because he packed everything up, because I couldn't just have a narrow path. I had a walker for a long time that you guys didn't see. And he packed all that away, and then it got mixed up with boxes that hadn't been gone through yet. So now I finally have found, I think, the majority of it. I'm still inventorying that and finding out, but I am finally getting through all that. I've got 4 boxes from the last sale to still go out. And but yeah, I'm getting there, but I'm just can't. I got to deal with the backlog by having a sale every week when I first started too. Um, by not having shelving to be organized and not having places to set things out and know what I've got in boxes, it's just too chaotic. I got myself behind a little bit then, and then when I got injured, I got myself a lot behind, and then had 2 relapses where I ended up in bed, which then further makes you behind. So, um, that's probably why my viewing has dropped off for my live sales, because things weren't going out in a timely manner. But I am grateful for the ones who stuck with me. Bless your hearts. But I am getting better at it. And we are getting stuff moved and out the door. So, what did y'all you want to chit chat tonight? What did you want to chit chat about? I did get a message before I came on that the trip for Scouts is canceled, so that's another one canceled now. We're two for two here. That's not good. That's 2 trips canceled. They had to delay the bike trip again. So now it's God, October's going to be nuts. So now it's going to be October 6 to 8. The weekend of my birthday, the training got moved to that weekend. Lock-in, I think, has now been bumped into October as well. Oh man, October is going to be busy. Way too busy. Way too busy. So yeah, Scouts is rough because we're going into October. And for those of you who stuck with me and heard me talk about Scouts, what are my 2 worst months? October and April. Because they're trying to get everybody through advancement, and we have border reviews. And I really thought our court of honor would be the first week of November, but for some reason it's the last week of October. So that bumps everything back a week. So border reviews start next week. And I don't think we have, I'm losing my pillow here. I don't think we have enough time. We've got a lot of kids that need things like they need to be on a camp out. We haven't had any this year. They've canceled. That's 2 for 2 that have gotten moved. So when are they going to have time? That's a problem, because they have to have it for rank advancement. There's some that need a 5-mile hike. Where are we fitting that in? Some of them for, is it first class or second, need to use a GPS and do they need to do an orienteering course. Well, there is an orienteering course. There's a couple of them around. The nearest one is at Ridley Creek State Park, which isn't too far from here. But there's also one up at Valley Forge National Park. So, if we could get the kids up there and have decent weather, they could do the orienteering course, but not by next Wednesday. So it's going to be, I think this year, with the way everything's panning out, I think our court of honor is going to be very heavy on handing out merit badges, because these guys were awesome. We came back and had like 27 incomplete merit badges, and all but 2 of those were expected to be incomplete, because there's no way you can do the camping merit badge, the cooking merit badge, the emergency preparedness merit badge. You cannot do all of them, all of the requirements for those at camp. There are things you must do at home. Personal management's the same way. There's stuff you have to do at home So if you didn't do it as a prereq, then you've got to do it when you come back. And that's what the majority of what I had was for those. And we knew those were coming. But these kids, it's amazing how many merit badges they fit in. For a small group of kids, they did over 70, I think, complete merit badges. It was phenomenal. Sorry to your... Oh, the pumpkin poo is just the pattern. It's not a kit. You would still have to buy all the supplies to make it. It's only the pattern that's in my Etsy store. A small channel like mine, eBay doesn't do a payout until you hit at least $100 for them to send. I've gotten paid once this year. I got paid $113. I haven't been paid again yet. I have not been paid again yet. It's I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how close I am though. Wait a second. Let's see if I can find out. Let me go into YouTube Studio. Earn, because they have a thing with AdSense, which is how you get your money. And it can vary too. It varies greatly because there's more. Okay, let's see. I've gotten one payment so far of $115.36. When was that? That was, come on, show me my transactions. You don't go back far enough. Well, it was before July, that's for sure. I don't want the last 3 months. Show me all. Let me find it. In April. In April. And I'll think that was from... Yeah, I mean, that was all from... I got monetized. Well, this only goes back to July of 2022. And it said I had a balance of 73. It took me over a year to get that first payment. Definitely took me over a year. And I'm only halfway there. Like my current balance is $49.59. So thank you very much for anybody who watches the ads, because you have to watch at least 15 seconds of the ads. No, you have to watch at least 30 seconds of the ads for it to count. And I know some of those ads, though, I don't blame you if it shows up saying it's a 2 or 3 minute ad. I do not blame you at all for skipping the ad. Don't worry about it. I do too. Now, one thing too is money from super chats, and those go into that. Any money from that goes into that payment too. For stickers and super chats, that also goes into that total. So I don't always see that right away. I think the memberships also go into that. So the more members I get, and if I got super chats or super stickers, then they would all go towards helping. They would all go towards helping get that payout sooner, which would be great. But I do know that I've heard Misty had told me once, oh, how did it get down to 159? I lost somebody. I lost a couple of somebodies. I was 1,162. yesterday morning. Now I'm down to 1,159. We don't want it to go that way. No, we want to get it to 1,200 by the end of October. I don't think it's really going to happen, but we can try. Uh, so, um, so yeah, it doesn't make a huge amount. Um, but it's still, I mean, it's a channel that doesn't have, like, you look at Misty's numbers are, and Jocelyn's in a whole other stratosphere to all of us. But she was one of the first resellers on YouTube. Um, so her and then Misty. So they've got huge audiences. But if you've only got a little over 1,000, you have to keep putting out content and hope they watch things. But a lot of the money you make is made in this fourth quarter. You'll notice there'll be a lot more ads in people's videos. I go in and I manually put in the breaks. Now, I originally had put in like every 5 minutes, and I thought, then I actually watched somebody who did that and was like, that's annoying. So I've been trying to go back and catch them all and change them so that they're every 15 to 20 minutes apart, because that's more reasonable. And because that's where you're willing to have ads put in. YouTube, there have been ones I've went in and for some reason YouTube automatically put them in, and there was one, I don't remember, it was a video and the video was 30 minutes long and it must have had 20 some ad breaks. Like every 3 minutes was an ad break. It was crazy. And so I deleted all that out and I put them in myself. So I know it was something that I can't remember if it was Misty or Jocelyn when it first started. I saw them mention it, that, that sometimes, you go in for that fourth quarter and you add ad breaks. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I will set them and then that's what they're going to be. I just cannot see doing that and annoying your followers by going in and having, that's where I got the 5 minute idea of having an ad every 5 minutes. And that's where I had got it. And I thought, nah, no, I'm not going to do it. You guys like hearing me talk. That's all it is. You just like hearing me talk. Hi, Red Dirt Picker. That's all right. I do that sometimes if I can't sleep. I have a couple of YouTube things saved. One is the sound of katydids on a hot summer night. That reminds me when even now, I mean, you get a hot summer night, you hear those katydids outside. But there's another one. It reminds me of Camp Barton, which was a summer camp for Boy Scout I absolutely loved. It's up in the Finger Lakes in New York. Unfortunately, Camp Barton has been sold. It breaks my heart. So you could hear, for where our campsite was, we were maybe 30, my tent was about 30 feet from the lake. So at night, you would just hear crickets and the little waves of the lake. And I found, I don't know if it's a meditation but I use it for a sleep video. And I've got that on if I can't sleep. That usually puts me right out. And it also improves my mood too, because those were awesome, awesome summer camps. Yeah, Sean, get some sleep. Get some sleep. So, but there's one that does affirmations, meditation things. Mary Kate. I got a couple of hers. I find her voice really soothing, so I made a sleep playlist. Summer camp photos? Oh, yeah. I found 2 long photos of Cub Scout dinners from uh, when my older siblings were younger, like really younger Cub Scouts. So the one just has Steve. He was the oldest of it. He's passed away, but the other one has David in it. And I know like 3 of his grandsons are in Scouts, so I've got to get that one to him because it's got Steve, Phyllis, and David in it. So I want to get that photo to him so they can enjoy it. We have copies of some of the old camp photos where they took the troop picture, and it'll have my siblings in it. It has some of the other brothers that because I was troop mascot. So there's like Tony Momont and Ruggieri and a couple of the other guys that I grew up having as kind of like pseudo older brothers in the pictures. And we have that right on down to one that was a picture of the next brother up from me with Roy in it, and one's with Gary in it, and one's with David in it. So it's nice to have that family legacy, to have those photos. It's really cool. But I never saw any photos taken in camp. But I guess that's because, I mean, in the early 50s like that, when they would have been Cub Scouts and then into Boy Scouts in the later 50s, it wasn't common for a kid to have a camera. That didn't come along, I guess, till my age. So yeah, that's my estimated revenue for this month. It's really hard to figure out sometimes because when you look at all the analytics, it'll say for 28 days. So they think their estimate so far for this month, they think I've made $16.74. How I made $18.84 in April had to be from Super Chats because I think that's when I first rolled out memberships and Super Chats. But yeah, I haven't. $16 is good. I haven't made that much in a month. in Not since what? May was lower. May was 12, June was 11, July was $10, August surprisingly was 15, but I know there were 2 or 3 super chats in August, and then 1674 for September. And I think some of those too are because of memberships, but I didn't have any super chats in September, I don't think. So yeah, so $16 this month, and if I'm sitting at 40 some dollars, I don't expect to get another payment from them this year. It would take all 1,000 people, I think, to start watching some of the commercials in my videos for me to suddenly make it to get another payout. Because you, like Misty warned me. She said you won't get rich from the money you're going to get paid from YouTube unless you're like one of those super mega, not in the reseller community. You'd have to be like a gaming channel or some channel that has like over 1 million subscribers. And nobody's quite that big in the reselling community on YouTube. So none of us are going to get rich off of the monetization we get from YouTube. Where we make our money is off the live sales, off of more off of the memberships, which I have 3 levels of memberships, or off of super thanks and super stickers. I want to figure out how to make some little thing I can pop up, but I don't know how to do it. Nurse Flipper does it whenever she gets a super sticker, which is what that little $sign is underneath the chat. Whenever she gets one of them, she has this little video she plays of a little dolphin making a little noise. It reminds me of Flipper. I want to find something of some little fun thing of some owls, but I have to find out how you do that. How do you get that video to pop up like that? can I do that through StreamYard? How do I do that? I'm not sure how that works. I may have to email Kat and find out how she does that, because I don't know how to do it. So yeah, things are moving along. I'm working on a box now that is, I found someone's stuff from, they had wanted this and these and this, and these were from the beginning of 2022. So I got to email a few people, because that's the box I'm working on now of the stuff that we found. So I'm trying. I've been trying to make sure I had drop sales. So trying to have more of those, try to move stuff out. We had our first fabric sale. If anybody is interested in fabric, I can cut that to the yardage you want. Go watch the live sale. That's a lot of the fabric stuff. Because I don't have any of that up on Etsy yet. But there's still plenty of fabric for sale from that video, from that live sale. I've gotten to the point now where there's so much stuff that I need to get listed on eBay and Etsy that I need to take a morning and just, I've gotten some stuff up on eBay, but I don't think I've really put anything up. Well, I've put 2 things up on Etsy, 3 on Etsy, and 1 sold right away. So that's going to be the challenge for the weekend. I need to find time to get some of this stuff onto eBay, onto Etsy, so that I can get it away from my desk. I can get it cleared, because I have a little metal shelf over there, and that's just for the stuff that's listed. And I need to clean that stuff off, take photographs, get it all sorted out. There's some stuff I need to take new photographs with the new phone, because I don't like how dark they look. So I think I need to tidy up those photos and get that done. But that way it'll move stuff out of here faster, because it's a lot. And I really wanted to get like more craft stuff into these sales, because I have some vintage stuff. But I know that as we go forward, we're going to find so much craft stuff. So much. So, yes, Randy. Yes, Randy. Let's see. Let's see. Wait, where are you, Randy? Let's find you. I rewrote the list. It looks longer, but it's not. It's just that I couldn't find any spiral 3-ring notebook paper, which is what I usually do it on. And so I had to do it on a notepad. Where are you, Randy? How much stuff do I have for you? There we go. Randy, your Sinatra plate is right up here in a box. It still plays, because I found that. So I have that. I have the wall ducks. I was going to email you about some of this, because I also found the mouse picture, that great big. And so I need to email you and make sure you still want all this stuff. So that it's all here. So so I have got your stuff, and I finally have found. Now I have not found the cloisonne vase, the white tulip vase, or the Captain Morgan mug, or the apothecary jar. And then there's something that says Santa puzzle. I haven't found that either. Now, considering that the vase and the mug and the cloisonne vase were all from the same sale, I'm assuming that when I find those, they're all in the same box. because I don't think I've found anything from that sale yet. So Mike would have put it all in one box because it all would have been sitting together. And you're not the only one from stuff from that, because I keep the date. I can even tell you if what I sold you was from a date on what the date was, and if it was on my sale or when I was on Trisha's, when I was on Sandy and Otto. I got it all. And there's one person though, I've got one who I had a vintage Kellogg's hat, and that's from earlier this year, and I've never heard back. I've sent the invoice and then canceled the invoice because I never heard from them, and then emailed them, and they're like, no, that's the right email, and I really do want it. So I sent it again, and now I've sent it a third time. So sadly, that person's about to not get their hat. So I wouldn't be doing it, except they're now starting to do live sales with other people, so I know they're around. And they said they still wanted it, but there have been a few people though that when I've emailed them and let them know, hey, do you still want? I am not going to just send I am not going to just send stuff with an invoice without double checking, because I don't think it's fair of me to just do that and assume. I would rather send you the list going, hey, I don't know. I haven't heard from Trisha about that. If there's going to be another Halloween sale with Steph and I would love to. The Queen certainly would love to. I think everybody looks forward to that one simply because I show up with the Queen. Oh, where did I hide that wig from the kittens? That's a good point. I better find that because she will have to make an appearance for my birthday. She just has to. So I have to find that wig because I had to hide it because the kittens thought it was something to play with. I'm like, no, 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 no. I found a new tiara, and I can't decide whether, I think it probably should go on to eBay. I have to do some research. It is a much smaller tiara. It is a wedding tiara. It is very nicely done, but it is fairly delicate. Um, it was my mother's when she got married. So, it doesn't have any veiling. This is just the tiara part. And she had told me I could do whatever I wanted with it when I found it. Well, I have found it. And oh yeah, it's back when I last wore the crown, which was earlier this year. I think we had a visit from the Queen earlier in the year on my own channel. And but I used to have it over there, and then when kittens had the run of the house, that became an issue. The crown is up, her tiara is upstairs where it's safe and sound. And I'll have to look in the bureau drawer because I may have stuffed it in there. Because I still have the bag that it came in, so I usually tuck it back in there, but even in that, they were going after it. I don't know if they thought it was something to beat the heck out of and kill it. I don't know. They were having a thing. They were having a thing about that. So so I made sure that I put it in a safe place because those wigs, those kind of wigs, have gone up in price. Because that's actually a King Charles. Sounds funny now that there is another King Charles, but that's actually a King Charles the First wig. So, so there are a lot of little ringlets on that thing. A lot. So I need to find that before we get to The October 26th sale. Let's check something here. 1940s. What happens if you put in 1940s wedding tiara? Those are so not. Wow, there's a fake version of that one. Ooh, that's the one with all the pearl drops. Let's see. Yes, the police call box is a birdhouse, and I'm not willing to let the squirrels destroy it. That is never going to see the yard. Not ever. Just because I don't want the squirrels that we have to destroy it. No, I don't have a 1920s one. These are so not what this is. Well, that one's closer. But that one's newer. I'm sure if I get far enough down in that. Is that my engagement ring? Oh, wait a second. Well, I'll be damned. That is my engagement ring. So, okay. I used to have an engagement ring. I inherited it, and it has vanished. Somebody just sold the set. 1940s wedding ring, lot of 2. It has the ring and the engagement ring, $102. That's my ring. So I was always told by Annie Floss that I was going to inherit all the jewelry boxes in the house. I had no idea what that meant. I didn't know. I didn't know my great grandfather had been a jeweler. So I I got some fabulous stuff. Not a lot that was worth value to anybody but me, but oh yes, I have seen the episode with Michael Gambon, the Christmas episode. That one is kind of funny, especially when the shark eats the bites the sonic screwdriver in half. So so there was an engagement ring in a little box in Annie Floss's jewelry box. But she never married. And she was always painfully shy. Now, when I found that ring, I found out that once, just once, she had worked at Belltel for years, and Bell Telephone had its own little choir group, basically a glee club for adults. And there was a young man there, her age, that she really liked. And once she brought him home to meet her family. Now, to bring somebody home to meet your parents is a big deal. But these idiots teased her and picked on her so much, she broke it off with the guy, never saw him again, to the best of anybody's knowledge. She just didn't. And it's such a shame that because they were jerks at teasing the shyest person, it just was too much for her. And there was this engagement ring. So I wore it for years, and I actually, when I was engaged, I actually used it as my engagement ring. But then it got lost. We'll say it that way. It got lost. So I miss it because I used to wear that one a lot. So that's cool to see it, to see somebody had one up for bid. And they actually see what the matching wedding band would have looked like. I'd not seen that before. All because I was looking for the tiara. Mom's tiara. So what to do. I need to take this upstairs when I go upstairs. My little black sheep. My little black sheep is so cute. That needs to go upstairs with me when I go. Get that away from down here. One less thing. So it is 2 o'clock. So I'm going to go now because my throat's starting to hurt. And we don't want me to have my throat hurt. Well, I'm less fair of skin because there's no makeup on. You weren't here at the beginning of that. I have, I don't know what it was, but there was like a little hard piece of something, and trying to get it off my eye, it put a nice little cut right across the eyelid. And it's finally not swollen, and it's healing up, and it's not bleeding anymore. And the bleeding went away fairly quick, but it stayed swollen and weeping for a while. You know how hard it is to try to get Neosporin like right here without going into the eye? Q-tips, your best friend. So I have nothing on but mascara, and I had started with a little bit of lip gloss, but that was it because I need that to heal. So no foundation powder. So you get all this dry red. I was in the sunlight a little bit, so all this turns red whenever that happens. So you're getting all that Irish look. You're getting all that Irish fair thing. No, the queen is not a bit more stuffed, actually, because she's the same weight I am. And I know she has managed to be 12 pounds lighter consistently. And now so far, we're 15 pounds lighter consistently for 2 months at least. So, so she's not quite as stuffed as she had been. Still working on that, slow but steady. Because until we had gotten the blood pressure medication regulated, I wasn't allowed to do a lot of exercise. I had to be careful of what I did so that I didn't blow a gasket anywhere, because they were a little worried about that. So, but yeah, sometimes I get to 2 o'clock. You can tell if it's been a bad allergy time, because then my throat starts to go, and I can feel how much it hurts, like right here, and it's going to start cracking. I was amazed that one night we went for I think we went for 5 hours the one night, the live chat, and my throat never hurt. But you know what the difference was? I realized is that whole week I had done some singing, I had done scales and stuff, and I need to go back to doing that every day because then I can talk longer. Because after all, when we get to the October 26th one, we're just going to stay on until I can't. So far, I don't think I have any super chats for September. I don't think I have. 5 and 15 minutes. Wow. Oh, you mean the real one. You mean the real queen. Okay. Yeah, she's probably a little less presentable by now. By now, her hair and her fingernails have grown. Oh, that's funny. So, yeah, so I think I might have, somebody did a $2 super chat, and I'm trying to remember if that was the beginning of September or if that was the end of August. I think it was the end of August. I had gotten a $2 super chat. So they don't happen often. I don't tend to get them often, but I'm thankful when I do. I get more of the buy me a tea, and somebody, bless their heart, added more to one of the 2 wish lists on the buy me a tea link. And so that was helpful because there's 2 wish lists there. One is to get the kittens their shots, and the other one is to get some supplies I need to get some small project. Well, Reglazing the windows isn't exactly a small project, but it really needs to get done before winter kicks in. And wood putty on certain spots. I'm tired of having a hole in my back door. So, oh, so yeah, I've gotten more from the buy me a tea, buy me a coffee link than I have from super chats, which I don't know if that's in the I didn't get time today. Usually what I do is I go in and I put all the links and stuff into the description for the channel, and I usually do that on the thumbnail part, but I didn't actually do that yet on this particular one. There is the Amazon wish list as well. But here we go. And the eBay and the Etsy. I haven't figured out. There's got to be a way to get the link for see, my brain's starting to go. To get the link for Instagram. There we go. Oh, look, there it is. It had, well, I guess it already like copied and pasted it. I just went into the video details for this one. Kathy, I believe I did get your, there you are. Yes. So I have your address. I don't know why. I was sure I had archived it, but I couldn't find it. Okay, so the description already has it in there. Has an Amazon wish list for the cats. Has the memberships, including, oh, it doesn't have the new membership. It has the Night Owls, which is the basic. It has the Fairy Realm, which gets you 24-hour preview of all the drop sales and videos that are just for the Fairy Realm members. But there's a new one called the Fairy Queen that's a membership level that's not in this list. I need to fix that. The Fairy Queen level is $14.99 a month. But what that's getting you is you get all the perks that the lower channels get, but you get to have a 1-hour one-on-one video talk with me. Anything you want. If you want motivation on where to start to go through your own stuff, if you want research help with stuff, anything you want to talk about for an hour, you get one-on-one with me once a month. And that's the Fairy Queen membership. And that's $14.99 a month. But this thing doesn't have it on there. I will have to fix that. It's funny, I've never figured out what makes no, I don't want to delete all of that. What makes them decide what to automatically put in there? There we go. Fairy Queen. Save that. But it's just so odd because they just don't it seems like it doesn't always now anything you want to talk about within reason can't be that bad. But yeah, there's a lot you have to go back in and do with your content. So even after a live is over, there's stuff to do because While it did put in the description, you still have to put what playlist you're putting it under. You have to do that manually after. You can do it before. I didn't get a chance to do it before on this one. I can do it now while I'm here with you. This is a live sale. We'll put it on that playlist. And then when it has video details, you've got show more. Well, you got to go in and put tags in. But I found out there's a thing where it'll automatically copy your tags. Oh, wait, no. Okay, maybe not from that video, because that video that talks about Jack and the one-eyed cat. And let's find one that doesn't talk about a one-eyed cat that hasn't shown up for 4 days now. Let's copy these and clear that. Because apparently adding the tags helps it say who it's going to show your channel to. And you have to, if you want your things to be closed captioned, you have to make sure that you do language and caption certifications. So, and I do that because I have viewers in India, Germany, France. There was also in Canada and Germany. And one I was the India and Iran. Was surprised at the Iran. So there we go. Now that's all done. I won't have to do it before I go to bed. It's already done. So yeah, you have to return to work, and I have to get the last few cats out of the basement. The door's been open. They just haven't come up. I don't like them sleeping down there. They need to come up for the bed. And I need to go. Yeah, there it goes. There it went. We waited too long. There goes the voice. So definitely need to start singing scales every day and get this sucker back in shape. So I will see you guys. Oh my goodness. Val, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, sweetie. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Now we just need to get some little video of a little owl going, whoo, whoo, or doing something cute. I like the ones where there's the 2 owls that look normal, but there's always a third one, like looking stupid, because, that would be me. How? How do you do that? It says celebrate the first super chat from Val M, but if I click it, it doesn't tell me how. It says you could buy your own super chat. That kind of defeats the purpose. I wonder if it does. I think it does include the memberships, and I only have 3 members right now. I have 2 that are the basic membership, and I have 1 Fairy Realm member. So, and I just got the 3rd one, Lisa from Flippin' Crazy. She has been expanding her sales. She's another one. It's a one-woman show. She wants to be able to move next summer, and that means a lot of inventory's got to go. She's been doing vintage sales as well as she's mostly known for doing jewelry, but she's done jewelry stuff that's been right out of the box, that she's got at auction. She also has a booth at Antiques Mall. So now she's also been doing more stuff with having vintage stuff at her sales and having vintage sales. So she became a member for me, which was very sweet. So yeah, I think the $16 does include the memberships, because I haven't seen them, and that would definitely that definitely helps. So, but that's how it all works. It's, you're not getting Misty's right. Melissa's laughathon? No, it's on my to watch list with the car and then scouts this week. I actually got to remember I have some paperwork to do for scouts, because I'm having uh, the one assistant scoutmaster who's got all the kids who waited till they were 13 and join, that are behind the other 13-year-olds. She's taking me to lunch on Monday, and we're just going to hash out a training program of how can we get these guys through, because she doesn't have a partner to buddy up with. We thought we had one for her, but he's not been helping her. So she's trying to handle, and she's got the biggest patrol. There are 12 kids in her patrol. That patrol needs to be broken in half, and they wouldn't do it. Which is, it's too much for one person to deal with everything to get them ranked up for 12 kids. So we got to figure out a game plan where the rest of us can help her tag team, and do that. So that's on Monday. But I will be watching Melissa's laughathon um, over the weekend. Probably tomorrow when I start packing up this stuff and getting an invoice done. Oh, they traded places. Oh, oh, that has to be fun. I will have to go find that. So I'm gonna go because the voice has already left. You guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, stay dry. Val, bless your heart. Thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful time. Keep your fingers crossed it's Saturday morning. I have some decent weather that's not solid pouring rain, because I've been told that there is a church bazaar sale going on Saturday. And the last time I went to one of those, I did really well finding cool stuff for you guys and some cool stuff for eBay. And I've never been to this church, so hopefully I will find some cool Christmas stuff and jewelry for you guys. We'll see. So have a good night, and I will see you guys. There will be I don't know if there'll be a work with me. I have to figure out the hours because I have StreamYard free, and I have to figure out the date that it flips to start over again, so that I have plenty of time on StreamYard for October 26th. Because my plan is to just stay on for however long we can. So I need to plan that out, and so I might have to be a little judicious with my lives till then, so we don't run out mid party of free time on StreamYard. So anyway, I will figure that out, and there should be a drop sale that the members will see Monday, and the rest of you will see on Tuesday. It won't be these, because we did these. It'll probably be cookbooks, because I've gotten a bunch of cookbooks lately. So it will probably be a drop sale of cookbooks, vintage cookbooks. So look for that. Like I said, members get it 24 hours in advance for the fairy realm and above, and then you guys get it on Tuesday. So watch for that this coming week. Why don't you use the stream? Does she use StreamYard? I don't know who she uses. I've only ever used StreamYard or done it directly through YouTube. The only thing I've found to be a problem with YouTube is that sometimes I've made the thumbnail and scheduled it for later, and I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get back into the YouTube stream, so I don't like necessarily streaming through YouTube. It also makes the chat disappear. At least on the phone, like with StreamYard, the chat's on the side and I can see it. But with YouTube, it shows up on the screen and then it will fade and disappear. I'll have to ask Stacy May what she uses, because she runs stuff all day long, just about, where she's just making stuff and you're watching her make it. And it's been kind of fun. I've stopped in a couple times. All right, guys, good night, and watch for that drop sale. And I will see you next Thursday night. And next Thursday night will be a live chat. And check your emails as I go, because I'm gonna try to knock more of these out. And Randy, you're actually on that list. I'm gonna try to knock more of these out this weekend, and so there'll be emails. Restream, huh? Okay, I'll have to look that one up. There'll be emails coming if it's stuff that I've had for a long while, asking if yes, do you still want this or not? And no harm, no foul if you say no. That's okay. It's my life's fault of why it was that behind. So I'll see you guys then, and have a good weekend. Bye.